Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. This time we have an early review sample of the Four Horseman Studios Big Bad Toy Store 25th anniversary exclusive figure of Stavros the Unwavering. This Dragon Warrior is huge. He is just massive. He's about 10 inches tall. He's so much bigger than I had thought. Like the images on the website and everything just don't do it justice because I did not realize how large he would be. This guy is massive. For instance, I do have a couple of Mythic Legions figures, so to show you guys like a standard Mythic Legions figure in comparison to how large Stavros is, you could see he is quite large. So I will do a full side-by-side comparison with, you know, the two Mythic Legions figures out of the package, so we can, you know, do a full-on side-to-side size comparison review. But taking a look at the box, we see Stavros the Unwavering here. On this side, you just see the Four Horsemen logo up at the top. It says sourcehorseman.com, bigbadtoystore.com. Here on the back of the package, we get a look at the figure and kind of with the background going on there, and the all the credits to those involved with the making of the figure there. So you got, you know, Four Horseman Studios, and everyone involved there, and then looks like soft goods prototyping by CJism. Here on the side, we get the bio for the figure. It says, when Four Horseman Studios began producing our own toys, one of the very first retailers to support us was Big Bad Toy Store. There was an exclusive figure carried by BBTS for each of our early releases. They were also right there to support us again as we launched Mythic Legions in 2015 and Cosmic Legions in 2021. Today, they are one of our oldest and most valued partners, and we've been happy to work with their team as both our companies have grown over the years. So 2024 marks the 25th anniversary not only for Four Horseman Studios, but for BBTS as well. In celebration of these shared anniversaries, we wanted to partner together once again to release an exclusive figure. We present you Stavros the Unwavering. This towering dragon warrior is clad in the black and red colors of BBTS, and he bears a powerful heraldic symbol upon his tunic. He is a warrior worthy of bearing this symbol, for any adventure party would be lucky to count Stavros amongst their ranks, just as we are honored to count BBTS as both partners and friends. From all of us at Four Horseman Studios, happy 25th anniversary BBTS. Here's to another 25 great years of working together. So that is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and get Stavros out of the package. Hoo-wee. So we got Stavros here, but let's call him Steve. So Steve is a big figure. I will compare him to a couple of Cosmic Legions and a couple of Mythic Legions. In fact, I got a couple of Cosmic Legions here from Big Bad Toy Store that are actually currently on sale for $34.99 each right now. So these are the Tusk Science Officer and the Tusk Sentry. So you can get these again. These are on sale for $34.99 each right now. And then also, I've already had this Engineer. I got this at DesignerCon a while ago. This Tusk Engineer is also on sale for $34.99. So make sure to go pick up any one of these on their $34.99 sale at Big Bad Toy Store. So make sure to head them. I'll have links in the video description below for these as well as Stavros if you want to get a pre-order in to secure your own Dragon Warrior Stavros the Unwavering, or Steve for short. So let's go ahead and get in for a zoomed in close-up look at Stavros' head sculpt, and then we'll take a look at all the details and everything like that in the figure. So first, actually, let's take a look at this. This is the tunic right here, and you can actually see the BBTS actually within that logo, and I think that's actually really cool that they incorporated BBTS in there for Stavros the Unwavering. So if you can't tell, you got the B there, you got the backwards B, you got the T, and then the S, I guess, would be just kind of this. So if you think of like a Superman logo, right, you know, they just kind of do the slash, but that kind of represents the S, is how I see that going on there. So BBTS there, pretty cool little design. Okay, but now we have a close-up look at Stavros, or Steve's head sculpt here, and you can see it is pretty awesome. One thing about Four Horseman Studios and their Mythic Legions, their Cosmic Legions figures, incredible paintwork. So if you just look at the details in here, really nice. The figure base is kind of black in color for his scales and skin. But they're adding in some colors in some areas, which is really cool. So right around his eyes, we get this nice metallic purple. We get some metallic greens in there. You can see the teeth all painted, and then the inside of his mouth is all red there. And you got that articulated jaw, which is really cool. And then his eyes look pretty awesome. So they're just kind of red in there with a little bit of black. So very cool looking. The horns are a little bit of a lighter color compared to the color in his skin. And if you look like right here in the middle, it almost has like this green hue to it, whereas the scales and stuff is just kind of this dark gray blackish color, but then you get a lot of the shading in there. So we have a little bit of that gray. We get some purple in there, like along his neck, which is really cool. And then the purple you can actually see like in his biceps there, which is really nice. So pretty cool. You can see those different colors kind of throughout his skin, like on his legs as well. You get a little bit of that purple in there, which is really cool. And then a little bit of that kind of grayish green. His tail, you can see a little bit of that purple as well. So really, really nicely done. Looking at like his belt, sash, whatever this is called, kind of got some good leathery textured details in there. A couple of hanging bones and stuff. We get this emblem here. It looks like a dragon eye type of thing with like a snake head or something on there. Very reptilian. Looks pretty cool there. It wraps around there. You got the big shoulder armor there with a little bit of buckle and straps. And the way these works, like, I guess typically with like Mythic Legions, you have these pieces and then you can they just plug right in. So you should be able to just kind of pull these out because we do get these dragon scale pieces here, one for the right, one for the left. And I think, if you take those big shoulder pads off, you can kind of put these in there and it'll kind of act as, his shoulders full there. So I'll have to take a look at that a little bit later. We get these red gauntlet pieces on here, which have a nice, like, deep red to them. But then there's a little bit of a wash in there to kind of weather it up a little bit, which is pretty cool. The same goes for, like, the leg armor, and as you can see there. So pretty cool looking there. In terms of accessories, he's got grip hands on the figure already, and then he's got these additional open hands here, and then you get those scale pieces that I need to figure out exactly where to put on there. We get a couple of weapons. We get a sword and a mace. Here's the sword. The sword looks awesome, and I know there's a bunch of different like Mythic Legions weapons. The details and the paintwork and all of them are pretty crazy, and I know a lot of people have 3D printed their own and stuff like that, just because they have some really cool designs going on in them. So if you look at like the sword here, you get that dragon head on there, so that is pretty cool looking. So some nice reds in there, and there's a little bit of a wash in there to kind of weather it up a little bit. A little bit of gold within that blade, that silver blade. So that looks really good. A little pokey. It's not super hard, but you do want to be careful with it there. And then here we have the mace, and this mace is pretty cool, as you can see there. Kind of the same color pattern, dark gunmetal for the blade portion, but a little bit of red and gold inside there, and a little bit of gold here on the handle. But that looks really good. So those are all the accessories for Stavros. So very cool. What I want to do is I want to take these shoulder pads off, and then I want to kind of open up the tunic a little bit, so we could see, what the figure kind of has. Because I want to also take a look at the articulation. Like, you can move him with the soft goods on there, but I want to see how well he can move without the soft goods on there. I just don't know if it's going to be easy to take it off, because I don't think I could take this belt piece off. So I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit. Okay, so to kind of give you guys an idea, I popped that shoulder pad off, as you can see there, so you can port it in there. And so then on his back, it looks like you just have that back piece with the big gigantic hole in there. So it looks like what you could do is pull this piece out to replace it with one of the ones that came in there, which I think I'm going to have to try and pry out, because it doesn't look like... Oh... It doesn't feel like it really wants to come out. Like, and I can't really get a grip on it, but it looks like it would be able to come out. And so we have a piece. This is the left piece. Whoops. As you can see, it would form and fit perfectly in there. So if you didn't want to have those peg holes, those gigantic peg holes in there, you would have the replacement pieces to kind of put in there. So that is pretty cool how they did that. These are very easy. You just have to, kind of work them a little bit and then just kind of pull out on that peg to get these removed. Got it. There, let's see if this one comes out a little bit easier. Now it feels like it's stuck in there pretty good, so I would have to like really get in there to pry it, to pop it open, to swap out these back pieces if that's what I wanted to do. But it looks like the Tunic should come off fairly easily. The problem is going to be in this belt, where the belt does not come off easily. So in order to kind of get the Tunic off, I would just really have to work it through this belt piece. And that definitely seems like a hassle. But even like still, I don't think you would want to do that, because even with the look of it missing the Tunic, it's not real finished in here. So if you look at like the backside, you know, they didn't do like reptilian scales on there, because it just doesn't really make sense. There's a lot of gaps. Those hip pieces are kind of weird. I mean, there's such a big gap that this tail comes like this, and then you just wrap this in there to get the tail to hold. So you know, it's not really made to kind of go without the Tunic. So it's something that we're definitely going to be leaving on. So I don't think you could get it off all the way if you wanted to, but I'm not going to be doing that. But I might pull it a little bit so you guys could kind of see the body a bit. Yeah, and they sculpted all the details in there, and we get the different colors, which so this lighter gray in there for the torso, which is pretty good. The problem is he doesn't have any torso articulation. We just have a little bit of a ball joint at the waist in there. So let's go ahead and reset this Tunic a little bit, and let's go ahead and check out his articulation. Actually, there is a separate a lower torso and an upper torso in there, so you actually get a little bit of turn in there. It doesn't feel like I'm getting any tilt in there, but you can swivel at that torso break in there. Okay, so articulation. So Steve can swivel his head around. Can't really get it to turn or anything like that, and you can do some pivot, but that's really just the swivel. At work, you can't get him to look up. You can't really get him to look down. He does have the articulated jaw, which is a nice touch there. The arm, you can get the arm to go out that much there, so basically straight on out. You could do a full rotation in there. Just watch out for that shoulder pad in there. You have a swivel at the elbow, and you have a single joint, so single jointed elbow gives you that much bend there. I believe with all four Horseman studios, that's all you get is single jointed knees and single jointed elbows on all of them. Earlier I had mentioned when I had opened up the Tunic that there is the upper torso piece in there that does have some swivel in there. It does not really tilt, however the ball joint waist, you can get him to tilt that much there to his left. Steve will tilt that much to his right. There on that ball joint waist, he can lean back pretty far, as you can see there, and then coming forward is not a whole lot, but you do get some crunch forward there, and again you get a swivel at that ball joint, and then that upper torso you could also swivel around. Legs go out that far apart, so that is really good there. Steve can kick forward that far there. The leg doesn't really go back. There you get a thigh swivel in there, which is good, and then there is a swivel at the knee. Single jointed knee gives you only that much bend there, not a huge amount there. There is an ankle swivel in there. Foot hinges down a little bit. You can hinge up a little bit, and you do have ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. The tail can kind of move around, but you just really need to lock it in place. But there is a bit of a swivel right there, kind of mid-tail. So that is the articulation for Stavros the Unwavering Dragon Warrior. Okay, so in terms of side-by-side comparisons and how big Stavros the Unwavering is compared to some Mythic Legions, here we have, I think this was like the Red Shield Knight, and then I don't remember this guy's name, the Belphegor. I don't know if I'm saying that right, though, but these two Mythic Legions, which I got from my good buddy Quinn, sent them over to me for me to check out. And then we got a couple of Cosmic Legions that, again, that are part of the $34.99 sale at Big Bad Toy Store right now. So the Tusk Science Officer and the Tusk Sentry, as you can see there in terms of side-by-side comparison, so that is pretty cool. This is the science officer there, so he has this really cool like alien head that he comes with also that you could swap out, and then the sentry also has this alien head that you could swap out. So cool stuff going on with these Mythic Legions. Typically, not Mythic Legions, these Four Horsemen Studios figures. Typically with Four Horsemen Studios, there tends to be some really good paint apps and stuff like that. These guys don't have a whole lot of paint on them. Just an FYI there, but the sculpt work is pretty awesome there. And then I just really like the design. That's why I had gotten like at DesignerCon the engineer, because I think she just looks super cool. I really like the you know the sci-fi look to their suits and everything, which is just really cool. So they can act as like army builders if that's something that you wanted to do. So it's pretty nice, but they're tiny compared to Stavros here. Okay, so that is the early look on the Four Horsemen Studios Big Bad Toy Store 25th Anniversary exclusive figure, Stavros the Unwavering. You could still pre-order this guy right now. Again, this is an early sample provided by Big Bad Toy Store for me to check out and report back to you guys on. So really awesome sculpted detail in the scales, and then the tunic and everything and the armor pieces that he has on there. Good paintwork on the scales, the skin of the dragon looks really good. So great stuff going on here. It is, again, it's like 10.7, 11.7 inches. I forget what it is. It's but he's huge. He's much taller than any of your Mythic Legions or your Cosmic Legions figures. So make sure to check it out. Link in the video description below if you're looking to get in an order for Stavros the Unwavering. Big shout out again. Thank you to Big Bad Toy Store and Four Horsemen Studios for this early sample for you guys. Pretty awesome figure. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of Stavros the Unwavering? Did you get a pre-order in? If you're looking to pre-order it, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.